God is not great. Allah is not Akbar. Quotes from Christopher Hitchens. There's a central paradox at the core of religion. The three great monotheisms teach people to think abjectly of themselves as miserable and guilty sinners prostrate before an angry and jealous God who, according to discrepant accounts, fashioned them either out of dust and clay or a clot of blood. The position for prayer are usually emulations of the supplicant serf before an ill-tempered monarch. The message is one of continual submission, gratitude, and fear. On the other hand, and as if by way of compensation, religion teaches people to be extremely self-centered and conceited. It assures them that God cares for them individually, and it claims that the cosmos was created with them specifically in mind. When I was nearing 13, I experienced a stab of sheer indignation as well as disbelief. Why? That would be as much as saying that religion might not be true. But never mind that, since it can be relied upon for comfort. How contemptible. I was then becoming quite the insufferable little intellectual. I had just been given a glimpse of Sigmund Freud's essay, The Future of an Illusion. In The Future of an Illusion, Freud made the obvious point that religion suffered from one incurable deficiency. It was too clearly derived from our own desire to escape from or survive death. This critique of wish thinking is strong and unanswerable. But it does not really deal with the horrors and cruelties and madnesses of the Old Testament. Who, except for an ancient priest seeking to exert power by the tried and tested means of fear, who could possibly wish that this hopelessly knotted skein of fable had any veracity? Marx and Freud, has to be conceded, were not doctors or exact scientists. It is better to think of them as great and fallible imaginative essayists. When the intellectual universe alters, in other words, I don't feel arrogant enough to exempt myself from self-criticism. And I am content to think that some contradictions will remain contradictory, some problems will never be resolved by the mammalian equipment of the human cerebral cortex, and some things are indefinitely unknowable. In a very few cases, such as Albania, communism tried to extirpate religion completely and to proclaim an entirely atheist state. This only led to even more extreme cults of mediocre human beings, such as the dictator Enver Hoxha, and to secret baptisms and ceremonies that proved the utter alienation of the common people from the regime. There is nothing in modern secular argument that even hints at any ban on religious observance. Sigmund Freud was quite correct to describe the religious impulse in The Future of an Illusion as essentially ineradicable until or unless the human species can conquer its fear of death and its tendency to wish thinking. Neither contingency seems very probable. All that the totalitarians have demonstrated is that the religious impulse, the need to worship, can take even more monstrous forms if it is repressed. This might not necessarily be a compliment to our worshipping tendency.